think I'll just jump in right away. Well, thank you everyone for taking some time today to come and see our e-commerce presentation integrated with the Paladin Point of Sale system. As I said, my name is Jerry McNamara, and I'm the founder and president of BuilderWire. And BuilderWire was started in year 2000, so about 18 years ago, to bring e-commerce to hardware, lumber, building material industry. And primarily what we do is we have a platform, which I'm going to go through many versions of the platform today. We call it IBOS. And IBOS is completely integrated with your Paladin backend inventory, your accounting, most of the data that we can get access to pull from Paladin and use that data to build effective e-commerce websites, accounting portals, payment systems, so many different things. The first thing that we do with the Paladin data is we pull out all the accounting information. And what we can do with that accounting information is this is for your account holding customers. They can come to your website, they can log in, and what we do is we show all of this information here pulled from Paladin. So we run a statement each and every day. So we'll have a current running balance as what they owe you. And this is the dashboard. So we have the My Account dashboard here that allows your client to come in. They're going to see their running statement. They're going to see their current invoices, open orders in the status of those. This client doesn't have any open orders, so that would be something like maybe shipping or back ordered or some other status than invoiced. Quotes, if they've done any quotes in Paladin, they'll be published out to the website. And of course, if your client comes to the website, we'll show in a little bit the capability of them generating their own price quotations and submitting them back into the Paladin under their account number. If your customers have multiple account numbers, meaning they have two different account numbers, we can set them up with one user on the website. So Millbank Construction and Allison Wells can log in under one account number, and they can toggle between each of them. So that will give them access to both accounts. And again, they can view all their invoices, all their statements, their orders, their jobs, their quotes. Now the statements, we'll go back as far as you need us to go back. We'll pull all these statements from Paladin that we can get access to, and then we start archiving them on the website. So that gives you capability of somebody going all the way back to the middle of last year, pulling up a statement, seeing that statement. And of course, they can print it to a PDF. They can download it to Excel and manipulate it if they need to. One other feature of the accounting system is the capability of payments. So we use an automated clearinghouse payment system that gives you the capability of letting your client come in, and very much like your credit card, they can come in and they can pay their total outstanding balance, they can pay their end of month statement balance, or they could start choosing invoices. So let's say I wanted to pay this invoice or this invoice or this invoice. You can see down below, we're starting to total them up. Now this is a bank-to-bank transaction system. It's not credit cards. So the transaction fees for these are very low. Every time somebody pays you with the ACH network, it's a 17-cent transaction fee. So it's very effective, very cost effective, and very good for your clients to let them pay outstanding invoices. They can also set up and manage auto pay. So if they wanted to just automatically pay the end of month balance, they could do that. So simply put, my account has the capability of showing any AR outstanding balance information, credits. They can take all of the information, all the open invoices, and they can download them into their own QuickBooks system. So that's a great little tool for the web system too. Now, the second component of our system is we call the cataloging capability. Now what that means is We are going to pull all of your departments and your classes, your groups and sections, your departments out of the Paladin system and match them one-to-one on the website. So you can see, we get to the major categories. So here we are at the top level of the categorization pulled out of the Paladin platform. And then what we do is we give you the tools to add imagery, content, and really merchandise the store in any way you see fit. But what's really powerful about it, all of the data is managed in Paladin. You control what's showed on the website, and you can include or exclude any item you want to pull out. And then our connection system will go in and look for the changes that you've made to maybe a product inclusion, to a price, maybe even a product description. So you manage and manipulate all of the data in Paladin, and then our integration platform will pull it out and display it on the website. And then from there, we give you the tools to build up the storefront. You can build up promotions, more product imagery. You can do promotions by category like we're doing here. And then from there, it just gets down into whatever the list of products that you have that have been enabled from that category will display here. And this gives you the capability of doing many, many different types of storefront. Many of my clients today are using it more as a quoting tool, where they're just publishing product information up on the website and allowing the local community to see what they have. A little further is we have capability where people can come to your website, they can place an order for product, and then they can pick it up at your store. Or if you have the capability of delivering with your local vans or trucks, you can certainly set up capability where people can pay and ship. You can ship the product on your local vehicles. And furthermore, of course, UPS and FedEx, if you wanted that full round capability of doing a true e-commerce storefront, we have all sorts of capabilities to allow you to calculate UPS or FedEx shipping. We also have capabilities to integrate the products with web marketplaces. So if you wanted to build up an Amazon store combined with your storefront, you will have the capability of integrating a data feed to Amazon, eBay, Etsy, and Jet. We've got those four built where you could really push out e-commerce, where you've got your local storefront, but then you're also using the web marketplaces to ship and sell your products. Okay. So what we do, okay, the IBOS platform is very similar to your Paladin platform, where it's a pre-built function, system, I should say, where we deploy the system and then we configure it to how you want it to work. So the shopping cart, the My Account, the registration, all of the functionality is already built into the platform. Now, what's different between BuilderWire and Paladin is each customer wants a very distinct look and feel. They have custom layouts, graphic designs, and web development. So each one of our clients will get involved with the layout of the system, how they want it to look with their graphics and their design, and then we'll build that in. So you can see that if I click through a few of these sites, this one is MG, and if I look at another client, completely different, right? So we tailor and match your brand and your colors and fonts and make it look just like like your existing website, or we take over the website. Now, one of the features that we have here, if you have multiple locations, clients can choose which location they might shop from. And what's really interesting about this is we can, once we get into the products, we can show inventory levels. And interestingly enough, I am shopping in the San Antonio, and this item here is out of stock in San Antonio, but we can show that it's available at another store that you could shop from and you could purchase it there. We have on-hand quantity, so we can show what you have in inventory. As you can see that this has 6. Now, depending on the hardware, if you're buying from a specific hardware vendor or co-op, we can integrate with their catalog and pull all of their product information, imagery, and related content, as we've done for this dealer here. We actually fed this out of the Orgill catalog. So we built in mapping the UPC codes using the Orgill imagery and Orgill content, and we populated it onto their website. So it really gets the catalog up and running quickly. You know, the building material products are I would say the most challenging to get pictures of 2x4s, for an example. But I guess we'll have to go through, see what each one of your needs would be for an effective web presence. We have little tools also built in. We have an events calendar that allows you to publish up events, you know, so if you've got a local cookout or maybe a vendor coming in that you want to populate, they have the April spring sale as an example. We publish promotions, and we do promotions if you have different stores. We'll do promotions by locations. So you can see if they've got, let's see if they've got promotions going right now. I'm sure they do. Yep, so we've got the San Antonio promotion running right now. And these are, again, changing. You default them to, you know, expire. They'll, you know, after 2 weeks, 10 days, you pick a date, they'll expire and be removed from the website. Also with inventory, that's another piece of feature that we have. You know, with special order product or inventory product, we have the capability running around this quantity available. So if your quantity available becomes 0, we can do multiple things with the website. We can actually remove that item from displaying on the website. And when your inventory quantity becomes higher than 0, the system will place it back onto the website. Or we could put a message there, out of stock, special order. So we can do a lot of things with the inventory quantity. We have a newsletter system that allows your clients to sign up for newsletters, and then you can email blast out the group. And you can also integrate the group with MailChimp. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of MailChimp, but it's basically a, you know, email campaigning program. So we integrate all the user information back to MailChimp. So you can do that. Everything that I'm showing right now is what we call responsive web development, which means that it will work on any device. So if they're on an iPhone or on a tablet or on a PC, the system will respond to whatever device they're using. So it's mobile friendly, tablet friendly, and PC friendly. Coupled with the system in terms of data, everything I'm showing right now is really data driven. You know, it comes from Paladin and we do something with it. But of course, you're going to want to be able to put, you know, maybe images up of your store, or histories, you know, other web content, directions to your place, maps, all sorts of things. So the system allows you, it's a content managed system, which allows you to build up any web page you're looking to do without any web development knowledge. You can go into our content managed tool, add new web pages, add links, add content, do everything you really want to build up, you know, other content pages outside your data. Now, one of the features that we built in, and here is a really good example of a page that is not only content, but it is data also. You can see down here, we have product feeds in a content page. Now, if I go back to this page here, everything on this page is really data driven. It's all from Paladin and a little bit of content, but mainly it's all item driven. We wanted the capability of letting you all build up very custom pages. So let's say this weekend you've got a Makita tool sale and you want one web page that shows all of the Makita items. You can build up a nice little header with the content here and then drag and drop in our admin tool all of the items that you want to display onto that page. So you can build very specific promotion and content pages, I mean, item pages outside of the typical product categorization like I'm showing here. Now, this is all Paladin, right? This comes right from Paladin. But once you get into one of these widget pages, we like to call it, you can really customize the way the website looks. So you can use the categorization, and then you can also use the widget and content tools. One of the things that I needed to discuss also, if your account holders are coming in and using the website, local contractors, municipalities, whoever they might be, you've got them set up in a price level in Paladin. So they're going to get maybe a discount, their price level 5, 6, 8, whatever they are. Whenever they log into the website, they're going to view that exact price. So the pricing you have for Paladin is set, and that's the price that the contractor or customer that has an account holding with you, they'll be able to view and set up that. So that is everything about IBOS. It really is the three components of the My Account system, which we've showed here, the cataloging system, which is really pulling all of your data from Paladin, and then the third is the commerce system, allowing people to submit orders in whatever format you're looking for, whether it's just a submission of a quote or full e-commerce with credit card and shipping and UPS capabilities. So those are the three components of the IBOS platform. And from there, we brand it and make it look like your store and allow you to do whatever you want. So I will stop it there, and is Chad, are you still on?
Hey, Jerry. Yeah, I'm here on. I apologize for the beginning here. I had a fire come up that I had to go put out, unfortunately.
I hope you did it.
I did, yeah, with minimum damage. So it was all is good.
Okay, so how do we open this up to questions? I'm not really good at
Well, I've got a little box here with the questions in it. If anyone wants to type any questions, they certainly can. If anyone has a little bit of a longer question that they would like to speak during, I can unmute any of the attendees. So if you would like to be unmuted, so you can ask a verbal question, just say unmute and type that into the question pane, so I could see any potential questions coming through. Well, boy, I was sitting here watching while we give some people some time to think about that. So cool. I loved it, especially the fact that little details weren't forgotten, like the fact that their custom pricing structure can trickle down over from Paladin. That was just so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one of the things I didn't touch upon is, any quote or any order that is submitted from the website will integrate directly back into Paladin under the account number. Or if it's a consumer, we set up one account number in Paladin, we call it maybe web cache or something like that, and we submit all of those orders into that account number. And what that gives us is, really, a seamless order process, one, but it also creates that order status and invoice information that once you pull it into the Paladin system, it will sync back up to the website and give us all of the information that Paladin, an order number or a invoice number, so they'll be one-to-one again.
Wow. Yeah, so cool, especially with the, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, some of those players coming onto the field, like you were saying. So cool that, and important that they get an online presence here and establish themselves in this space.
Absolutely. There's a big, statistic out there that says about 80% of the consumers that are looking to buy locally will come to the website just to see if you have the product, and then they'll come down and shop with you. I think that's the most important part of what we try to do with BuilderWire and IBOS, is really give you an effective presence that shows you as a professional organization that people can shop from you for 24 hours a day, and what you have. I mean, that's the end thing about a website to me is it's all about helping you sell more product. I think today's world, websites don't do that. I don't know, you go to the local hardware store, the lumberyard, it's pictures of trucks, and they've got a nice Facebook page, but there is nowhere on those websites that I can shop from them. We take a totally different approach. I don't want pictures of your trucks. I like your history, and I'm glad your great-great-grandfather started the place. That's effective for brand presentation. But I'm really at your website to see, hey, do you have this Makita saw? Or, what brand of saws do you have? Can I buy them from you? So it's more, that's the manner and methods that we try to approach the web with, is, give your customers a reason to shop from you, give them capabilities and tools, and then also try to drive that local consumer to your website to see how they can do business with you.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Just having a website that's basically a little pamphlet is certainly not good enough in this day and age. And like you were saying, the ability to interact with that and look at pricing and live information there is so cool. And then the ability to actually add that to the cart and have that flow back to the original proprietor of the website and the business. That's just so cool.
And a big part of what's happening today, especially in the web development world, where there's this kind of term that people are using, mobile first, which means they're designing the interfaces to all websites to represent a mobile device as the first device that's going to be using it. And when you look at the data at all of my customer sites, almost 65% of the traffic to most of my sites right now is on a mobile phone. Yeah. So you really have to present the system in a mobile format to make sure it's really rendering properly, and the interface is designed in a way that using a mobile phone, they'll be able to get the information also.
Very cool. And there's a lot of information going on here, so it's important that it converts to mobile well. I was reading something the other day that I believe it was right around 70% of sales done over the holiday period on Amazon was done on a mobile website. And of course, there's a large retailer. And so it just speaks to the importance of having that.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about that, 5 years ago, that was 2%. It has just evolved like lightning. It has just moved. It caught us by surprise. Honestly, we were to die in 2013-14 was really where it ramped up. So we had to really change our technology to adapt to the mobile. So there were really two approaches. One, as I said, adaptive, where you take an existing PC site and you adapt it so it works on a mobile phone, or from scratch, you develop it with what's called responsive web design, where the whole mobile first design approach is going on. So, if you've got an existing site running now, you can make it mobile friendly, and that approach is called adaptive mobile design. But if you're coming out from scratch, you use what's called responsive mobile design. And so that's what's happened these days.
Interesting. Hey, that we don't have any questions in here, but I think I have one of my own, if you don't mind humoring me. And perhaps you spoke to this right at the beginning, and I apologize again for not being there. Do you help people at all with the marketing aspect of a website, some of the search engine optimization, getting listed on Google? Because it's great to have a store, but we certainly need roads going to it in order for people to get there. Can you speak to that at all? Or is there a different tree to bark up?
That's a really good question. BuilderWire is a complete turnkey web design and software development company. So on our staff, we have graphic designers, web developers, system engineers, content writers, search engine optimizers, catalog people. We do a lot of work with people just wanting to put imagery and product images up on the website. So to your point, we have 2 people on staff that work on search engine optimization for the website, which encompasses many, many different aspects of the work. But submission to Google, making sure your site is indexed with Google, making sure all the tagging and on your website is your keyword rich, your content has all of the right keywords of what you're trying to get searched and indexed by Google for. We do monthly services of this, where we're constantly refining the content keywords and tagging on the website, and again, working with Bing and Google to submit them that information to make sure you're coming up and ranking in Google. We also do that's all called on-page optimization, where we literally work on your website, on your pages, to make sure all of the linking and keywords and tagging is done correctly on your website. So when the search engines surf your website, they get that information. So that's all on-page optimization. Now there's some other really powerful techniques called off-page optimization, where it's simple stuff. It's making sure the local Yellow Pages ad has your information and all of your information. The Mantas, the third-party websites that might link back to your website. So we try to build up, making sure all of the data in all of those third-party websites are linking back to you and have all of the right information about your business, your products, and your services. And a third method, which I don't recommend so much because it's a very difficult world, is the world of paid advertisement, paid click. And this is why Google's such a powerhouse. People will pay Google to say, anytime somebody searches Makita drill, I want to be the first listing. And what happens there is, if somebody clicks on that listing and comes back to your website, you pay Google 50 cents. It's called AdWords. We do have a couple clients that use it, and they use it very effectively. But I think it's just too much of an expense to try to drive that traffic. You're competing with so many people. So that's the world of SEO. It's really mostly on-page and a little off-page optimization, and then potentially AdWords and paid click. But yeah, we do full service on all of that.
Wonderful. I think the important thing there is, there's a lot of detail to be had, and I think a lot of the Paladin clients are very content with not knowing the detail and just having a partner who, like you said, is turnkey, can do it for them. So yeah. I think that's a super valuable service that you provide. One more question that I have here. So if I have an existing website, you can take that and work with that domain and purchase it from whoever is hosting it presently, like if it was a GoDaddy or something like that.
Absolutely. There's a few scenarios there, Chad. For example, let's say you've got a nice website already, and you've invested in it, and you like your web people, and they've been happy. You don't want to get rid of them. We deploy a system outside of that, so it becomes your shopping system. So your website stays standalone, and then we link from that. So let's say it's Chad Lumber. We become store.chadlumber.com. And then what we'll do is we'll make the interface look exactly like your website, and we'll brand and color. So it's really a seamless transaction between, but we really run all of the data and e-commerce, okay? Now, a second one is, if you don't have an effective website, you want to revamp it, then everything will become on the BuilderWire platform, your website coupled with your store and your accounting package, and then we will host it and maintain it for you, on that domain.
Very cool. And if someone were wanting to do something like this, and I'm sure every store is a little bit different and a little bit unique, but just kind of as a general statement, let's say I had a hardware store, didn't have a website, and just wanted to do business with you and have you get me up and running. What's my time frame looking like that I could reasonably expect?
60 to 90 days is generally a good number.
That's real good. Okay.
What the process is, it's really a fun process because it's design. We come in and we sit with you, we listen to your business and what you are and what you're trying to achieve, and then we tailor our layout and our design based on the information you're provided. So that's really kind of a design world, right? Where we're playing tennis. We'll do a design, you come back with some changes, and that usually takes 30 days. In behind that, we've already deployed the platform. So the deployment will happen. We'll connect it into Paladin, and then we'll start moving the data back over into the IBOS platform. So we'll have the system kind of running as we're building the front end layout. And then once we have all of that completed, then it becomes web development, the construction of the website, where we'll put our web designers on it and our web developers on it. And they'll probably take 2 to 3 weeks to build up this interface, everything you're looking at here, making sure all the fonts and the layouts and the colors and the logos and boxes around the search are all nice looking. And so there we are, about 60 days. Then we have to test it and play around with it. So 60 to 90 days is generally a good number.
Excellent. Well, final thing here, we'll let everybody go. If someone is interested in maybe getting some more information from you or talking to one of your people, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Is there any way I could get a list of the people? I could send everybody out my contact. We also have have you seen the Paladin flyer we created that Charles has it? It's pricing. It has all the pricing, has all the functionality detailed out.
Around here.
So, if anybody wants to take a look at that, then we'd be glad to send that. And also, if anybody wants kind of a one-on-one conversation with me, I'm available all the time. We also have another salesman, Greg, will be working with a lot of the Paladin customers. So we'll be happy to do kind of a one-on-one presentation and talk about what they're looking for. So if you can get me the list, or I could send you my contact and you can forward it out, that either way is fine by me.
Yeah, I'll just send you over the list, and that way you can get in touch with the people and get any questions answered that people may have.
That sounds good. Great.
Awesome.
Well,
Jerry,
Chad,
thanks so much for your time. And
Yeah,
I
and
think,
thank you,
like we were
everybody.
talking earlier, this is so important to get people up to speed with the new things that are coming, and it's so difficult to kind of teach an old dog new tricks. Sometimes we get kind of stuck in our rut of how we want to run our business, and unfortunately that way may not be working as well as it used to. And so it's really nice to have partners who can come along and kind of help us get up to speed with the new stuff. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, Chad. Thank you. And thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time today, and let me know if I can do anything for anybody.
All right, everybody, have a great day. Jerry will get you that list.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.